Okay, in this video, we're going to be talking about item attributes. To me, this is one of my favorite features that we have within the XOLight system. This is a great way that if you really want to customize your products or group them into certain items, this is a great tool and a great feature that we have to give you the ability to do that. So let's say that you wanted to group items that are on clearance or your added items. Okay, we can group all of those items into an attribute, and then on your website we can create a page that will say clearance or discontinued, and it will link to all of those items. Okay, or if you wanted a certain markup or a different cost, okay, we can group these items into what we call item attributes. So it's very versatile. It has a lot of different features. So to do that, let me show you how you would do it one at a time, and then how you would do it to do a mass upload for your item attributes. So to start, we are logged in here to the dashboard, and we want to go to admin, and we want to go catalog and pricing. And then we want to do it one at a time. We'll do item edit. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's click on fans. Or if you know the item name or the item number, you can type it in right there. And let's say I want to put this item into an attribute. So I'm going to go ahead and select edit, and it brings me to this inventory tab. Okay. So as you can see over here, these are all of my item attributes that I have created. Okay, so discontinued, different collections here, added items, bestseller, in stock, overstock, featured items. Okay, you can create as many item attributes as you'd like. Okay, to add this item to any attribute, you can check this box here. Okay, so we can see that it's checked in the in stock, and you can put what the quantity is. How many units available do you have? Okay, and then just make sure you hit save item. Okay, so that is a way to do it one item at a time. Okay, so let's show you how to do it in a mass upload. So we'll go to admin and catalog and pricing, and we'll select attributes. So this is where you can add in what the attribute name is. Okay, so this is where we can type in our overstock or featured, whatever name you want to give that attribute. You can type in that name right there. Okay, and then we can change the order of how you want them to bubble to the top. Okay, what attributes do you want to search first on your website and in store as well? Now we have a couple of different options here, okay, for display. So if we click on this little question mark here, that'll give us an idea of that. Okay, so display refers to the user interface. Okay, if this box is checked, the name of the attribute will appear in the catalog. Okay, so on the catalog, it'll actually show what the name of that attribute is on the catalog. Okay. Search, if you want customers to be able to search by this attribute, you can check that box. Okay, so if you want them to be able to search, if they click on clearance and they search by clearance, they will see all of those items that are in your clearance section. And then the web refers to item attributes banner on the catalog page. Okay, so if the web box is checked on an attribute, then a banner will be displayed on those items saying that that's what the attribute is. Okay, so it'll actually be a red banner, and it'll say what the name is. So the item will actually say in a red banner overstock or discontinued on that item. Okay, so you can toggle in between to see, if you want these items to be searchable or not. So down here we have our save, or we can add a new attribute in here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and hit save here. Now, one word of caution for you: the more attributes that you put in here, especially if you're going above 30 or 50 attributes, it's going to slow down your website. Okay, if you have 100 or 200 attributes in here, it's really going to have your website go slow because it's processing all these different attributes. Okay, now we can delete it here if we'd like. Okay, delete this attribute, or we can export it. This is a great tool because if you've added items into this featured section here, you can click on export and it will bring up the Excel file that you have created, and it'll bring up all of those item attributes that you've put in there. So if you wanted to add in a few more, you could export that and then save it and then import it in, which I'll show you in a little bit here. So export, this is a great way. If you lost that file or if you didn't save it, you can always export it here and have access to all the items that are grouped into this attribute name. Okay, or you can export it all down here as well. But let's say that we are ready to import it. Okay, so I'm going to select import here, and it gives us some guidelines. Okay, some required column headers. Okay, really the only ones that are required is vendor, attribute, and item name. Okay, these are the three main ones that you want to make sure in your column header that you have. The name of the vendor, the attribute, and the item name. Okay, so for the vendor, again right here it says vendor name must match the XOLogic database exactly. Okay, so if you want a simple way to do that, you can go to your vendor page, and on your vendor page you can do an export of all of your vendors, and that will give you the XOLogic database name and how it appears. Okay, so you can use it that way. So make sure that it is typed in there exactly. Attribute. Okay, so if on my attribute here I have Draper cell items, you see that there are spaces here in your attribute on your Excel spreadsheet. You need to have those spaces as well. It needs to be exactly how it appears right here. If you have spaces, do spaces. If you don't do spaces. And then the item number. Okay, simple, what that item number is. So those are our required fields. And then you have quantity. Okay, so the required column header is QTY, and then just type in whatever number it is. A value of X will actually delete the attribute. Okay, a numeric value will indicate what you have on hand. Okay, and if you have 0, 0 will work as well. Okay, and then a blank value will assign the attribute. Okay, so if you have a quantity, let's say 10 of those items, then you can select 10 in there. Okay, now when you are doing these item attributes, you want to have it in an Excel spreadsheet with these column headers, and when you save it, please make sure that you save it as a CSV file. Okay, so when you have that there, you can select choose file, and it'll take you to your computer. Okay, and then you can import it here as well. Okay, the nice part is with this, once you import an item attribute, if it works correctly, then you'll be able to scroll down and it'll say that it has imported successfully. If there was an error in the attribute name, maybe you put in an extra space or the vendor wasn't spelled right, you will get what we call a reject file, and you'll be able to download that reject file and open that up and see where your errors were. Okay, maybe it'll say the vendor is invalid, so that tells you that maybe you spelled the vendor wrong, or item number not found. That means that the item is not found in the database. Okay, so that reject file, that is very important to help you understand what you missed and how you can do it. Now this feature right here is how you can import a mass amount of items and assign it to a specific attribute. Okay, so this is a great feature to be able to do that. So we've showed you how to do it one item at a time, and then also we've showed you how to do it at a mass upload and how it will display on the internet or in your store. So item attributes, a great feature within the XOLogic database, and we hope you've enjoyed this video on item attributes and hope you have a great day.